Hello everyone, it's Mr. Dark here. Today we have a shocking story about Rory Rush. A plumbing clog led to the solving of a series of threatening crimes. Many cases remain unsolved due to a lack of evidence. According to forensics, this often happens when all theories are not considered or fully explored. As a result, many cases remain unsolved, leaving family members unaware of the reasons behind their loved ones' disappearances or deaths. The story of Rory Rush began with a call to a plumber for a clogged sewer line. This led to the discovery of various oppressive acts against teenage schoolgirls. The criminal involved was linked to a similar outrage that happened 10 years ago. On September 11, 2017, in Oshawa, Ontario, a local fisherman spotted something terrifying in the town harbor. Floating in the water was a severely disfigured and decomposed human torso. The man immediately contacted the police, and the body was taken for forensic investigation. Experts faced huge difficulty identifying the body. It lacked limbs and a head, and it was practically gutted. They managed to determine that the body belonged to a woman aged between 18 and 25 years. It was impossible to identify the victim by fingerprints or any other usual means. A fragment of a tattoo was visible on the body, but it was not recognizable due to the advanced state of decomposition. The last hope was DNA analysis, but it didn't match any in the existing database. Therefore, the police checked all reports of young women who had gone missing in the past few months. In November of the same year, nearly 2 months after this horrifying discovery, it was established that the body belonged to 18-year-old high school student Rory, who had disappeared in mid-August. At the time of her disappearance, she was pregnant. For several weeks, divers thoroughly examined the harbor and the adjacent shoreline of Lake Ontario, but no other body parts, head, or limbs were found. It was impossible to determine the time and cause of death. However, experts found that the body had numerous severe injuries inflicted while she was still alive. This led to the suspicion that Rory had been tortured over a long period before her tragic death. The story took an unexpected turn 4 months later at the end of December, when David Wood's family moved into the house at 19 Macmillan Drive, Oshawa. They immediately noticed a strange, unpleasant smell, but their downstairs neighbor, a single 45-year-old man named Adam Strong, who lived in the other half of the house, assured them it was just a minor plumbing issue that he would fix in a few days. The neighbor tried to be friendly and communicated politely, but there was something unsettling and off-putting about him. Upon receiving homemade cookies from David's wife as a welcoming gesture, Adam declined her entry into his apartment, instead stepping out into the hallway and swiftly closing the door behind him. She noted the disorderly state of his living space and the pervasive foul odor within. Adam graciously accepted the cookies, expressed his gratitude to the new neighbors, and promptly departed. Later, when they crossed paths in the yard, he apologized for not inviting her in, citing imminent renovations and the current untidiness of his apartment. Despite his attempts at politeness, his nervous demeanor was evident. Over the following days, the Wood family endeavored to overlook the unpleasant smell. However, on December 29th, they finally summoned a plumber due to a sewer blockage and the increasingly potent stench. The issue initially appeared minor and manageable, but the discovery made by the workers in the pipes shocked even seasoned forensic experts. Body parts in the sewage and a human head in the refrigerator. Plumber Sean Fenn and his colleague began clearing the blockage in the Wood family's apartment. Despite their experience with disagreeable odors, they were taken aback by the unprecedented foulness inside. They soon realized they needed to investigate the apartment 1 floor below where Adam reluctantly permitted them entry, apologizing for the mess. The stench was even more overpowering in his residence, particularly at the site of the pipe blockage. Sean later admitted that, in his extensive career, he had never encountered such a vile smell. Their most horrifying discovery awaited them when they proceeded to clear the pipe. Adam, already nervous, became increasingly agitated, hovering nearby and incessantly questioning the plumbers about their methods and time frame. He justified his curiosity by claiming unfamiliarity with the process. Despite Adam's behavior, the specialists continued their work, extracting over 10 kilograms of flesh entangled with long hair and bone fragments from the pipes. Sean recoiled at the sight of disfigured and partially decomposed human fingers among the grisly debris. Adam, visibly shocked, commented that he had never witnessed anything more repulsive, then asked the plumbers if they could explain how such remains ended up in the sewer pipe. Sean Fenn refrained from speculation and promptly alerted the police upon making the gruesome discovery. He relayed the harrowing find of human remains extracted from the pipes, providing the address and ensuring Adam didn't tamper with any potential evidence. Law enforcement arrived swiftly and quickly corroborated Sean's report, confirming the presence of human flesh. When they approached Adam, they anticipated excuses or denials, but instead, he lowered his head and admitted to the presence of a woman's body in the pipe. He directed them to further remains in his refrigerator's freezer, a severed head and limb fragments, evidently those that couldn't be flushed down the toilet. The house itself was in squalor, with an unkempt kitchen piled high with dirty dishes, rotting food, and strewn trash. Empty pizza boxes littered the floor, amid which lay numerous magazines of adult masochistic content. Also discovered were intimate toys, gags, whips, handcuffs, and specialized binding and suspension devices. Who is Adam Strong? Mr. Strong was promptly arrested and taken for questioning at the police station. Law enforcement found him perplexing, as he had no prior criminal record and had lived at 19 Macmillan Drive in Oshawa for over a decade without incident. Born in 1972 in Cornwall, Ontario, Strong's early life and family background remained elusive. He was unmarried, childless, and held jobs as a gas station attendant and film set security guard. Those who knew him described Adam as eccentric, believing himself intellectually superior and prone to debating until others conceded. Despite his quirks, he wasn't known for aggression. His social media revealed a deep interest in BDSM, where he openly discussed and shared related content, including photos and videos. Former partners labeled him a true sadist, alleging he subjected them to intimate tortures that led to their breakups. Additionally, Adam spent considerable free time reviewing and critiquing adult films and magazines, hinting at his solitary pastime. Outwardly, Adam appeared calm and composed, not showing any signs of being a criminal. The house at 19 Macmillan Drive, now a crime scene, was cordoned off and heavily guarded. A preliminary inspection suggested there was much work ahead, with potential findings as shocking as the head found in the refrigerator. Law enforcement speculated that the discovered head, limbs, and flesh from the pipes could belong to Rory Hache, whose torso had been recovered from water 4 months earlier. This speculation was backed by a tattoo on the neck, and DNA analysis removed any lingering doubts. The blood-stained clothing and shoes of a young woman were discovered hidden in various rooms amid piles of trash in Adam's house. Blood traces were also found on the bed in the bedroom, confirmed to belong to the missing schoolgirl. Additionally, her blood splatters were evident on the walls, furniture, and even the ceiling of the room. The kitchen contained an actual dissection table, likely used by the suspect for dismemberment and gutting. Blood traces, skin particles, hairs, and bone fragments were scattered throughout, a horrifying sight that sickened those who investigated. The bathroom was in completely unsanitary conditions, with dirt, blood, and signs of brutal acts everywhere. The dismantled toilet lay among trash in a corner, indicating attempts by Adam to dispose of the body by flushing it down the sewer in parts. When this failed due to a blockage, he tried to fix it himself. Moreover, a variety of sharp weapons were found in the house, likely used in the dismemberment. Some knives still bore traces of her blood, and semen matching the apartment owner's DNA was found on the retrieved body fragments from the refrigerator. Now let's delve into who Rory Hache was, how she ended up in her perpetrator's home, and what transpired. Rory Hache was born on July 9, 1999, in Oshawa. She was the only child of Shannon Dion. Her father had left before she was born and played no role in her life. Rory grew up in a unique family. Her maternal grandfather had been the founder and leader of a motorcycle club named Satan's Choice, known for his boxing skills and ties to the criminal underworld. Her uncle was a member of the Hells Angels bike club, leading a daring life with legal troubles of his own. Despite her relatives' backgrounds, Rory's childhood was generally peaceful and carefree. Her mother and grandmother showered her with love and care, ensuring she had a nurturing environment. Rory excelled academically, particularly in dance, where she won awards in competitions. Described as intelligent, sensible, and open-hearted, Rory received recognition at the age of 13 as the best cadet of the year in her local army.